What's up, guys? Winter Kills, and welcome back to another Yosenju tournament report. I know that was the same one that was last week, but second week in a row playing this deck. I took it to a tournament Friday and Saturday. I know I said I was going to be going to one on Wednesday, but unfortunately that one was canceled due to certain reasons that I won't go into. But I could not go to that one, but I ended up going to one this Saturday today. Anyways, however, I will, this is going to be just one report. I'll work both of them in. I'm not going to make a second report for today's tourney or yesterday's tourney. I'll just throw it all together. But yeah, on Friday I went X2 in 4 rounds, and today I went X1 in 4 rounds of Swiss. So, go ahead. I'll run through a quick build of main, extra, and side. I'm going to cut the audio. It'll just be real quick. You guys can see every card that I played. And then afterwards, I won't get in too big into choices, because that's what deck profiles are for. And there will be a deck profile on this one soon. I just uploaded one 4 days ago, it says. So I'm going to try to get stuff in between so I don't have two Yosneju decks uploaded right in between each other. Because that kind of irks me. I don't know. But without further ado, we'll jump into the quick rundown of the build. Alright guys, so that was a quick rundown of the build. It is not 100% the same as the build that I played with at the past 2 tournaments. I changed 2 cards, I think, and maybe 1 in the extra deck, so it's not that big of a change. So I'll talk about my main tournament, the Friday tournament, where I went X2. So round 1, I actually started off with the mirror match, which was very, very interesting. So his build played secret move, my build did not. And that's one of the reasons he ended up losing the game. We went to game 3, but I'll talk about some clutch cards. Fiendish was definitely clutch, as well as MST was very, very good against the mirror match. So obviously, anytime he'd go to summon something, I'd have a Fiendish chain to stop it, and I could always MST his set stuff. As well as Solemn Warning was a huge card against him. Obviously, a lot of the stuff in the side deck wasn't the greatest. Too much to side for. I think Valor at the time, which wasn't in this side deck you see now, but I decided to cut it since because Valor was okay, and I was also maining Swift Scarecrow. But the double Mirror Force and the triple Mind Crush. Oh yeah, wow, Mind Crush. Mind Crush gives you a huge heads up in the mirror match that they wouldn't expect. Because they show you basically their entire hand, and then you just knock it out with a Mind Crush. But it was a 2-1 victory for me. Game 3, he summoned 1, 2, 3 in tsujik, I'm pretty sure. And he ended up secret moving through a Swift Scarecrow, which he didn't know he could do first, so I had to actually tell him. He wanted to know if that was something he could do. But he secret moved the Swift Scarecrow, and he put me down to 1200, I think. And he strangely did not go into Cowboy. He searched his secret move and set it. And from there, it was his only set back row. I ate through all of his other stuff because I was very conservative with the way I play. When I have like a hand of 1, 2, 3, 4 in the back row, I'll go like 1, 2. So if they have torrential, I don't lose my entire hand. You gotta play conservative like that. But I went 1, 2, 3 and ended up killing him with just those because I believe he had like 4,000 left, 4,000 life points left. But yeah, that's how that went. It was pretty back and forth, but if you play through it right, and obviously this is a huge help for that. This card is very helpful against a lot of decks right now, so it's not too bad to main deck. But yeah, so first round versus Yosneju is a 2-1 victory for me. So round 2, I played against Necros, and those were the next 2 decks that I played against. Played against 1 Yosneju and 3 Necros. So I played actually against a really good friend of mine. He actually always takes first at our locals. But this week he decided to switch his build up and play Star Seraph Necros, which was actually pretty interesting. And he beat one of my friends with basically OTKs for days with that build. But I cannot stress enough how much of an MVP that card was, as well as that and that. Mind Crush I won't pull because that's obviously huge. But these 3 cards, I was playing 3 Mirror Force at the time of that duel, but I don't think it would have changed too much, specifically because it was game 3 that it came down to, because game 1 it was a pretty easy blowout. I just had this and Thunder King, so obviously there's not much you can do. Game 2, he had the hands and I couldn't do anything about it, Fire and Ice Hand. So, and then game 3, we're down to the wire. I'm still at 8k, he's at 16, so he's down, it's down to the wire for him. So he summons Trish, banishes a Swift Scarecrow out of my hand, a Thunder King out of my grave, and a Mirror Force off my side of the field. So all of a sudden I have his Tenki in 1 set card. He's hoping to put some damage on board to regain at least some advantage in the game. And then he runs into a second set Mirror Force, and then I summon Kama 2 to attack him for a game, which is pretty funny. And felt good to beat him, because I never really end up beating him, because he's a really good player, and he always gets the upper hand on me, which is expected. So yeah, we'll go into round 3 now. Alright guys, so round 3, I ended up playing against Necros again, and I ended up losing 2-1. Game 1, I really couldn't do much. I kind of just got outpaced and got killed pretty fast. He was able to play around most of my traps, and abusing the Trish target effect for the fiendish. So not much I could do there. But game 2, this card was huge as well. This guy, these 3 cards, game 2, it was basically, he didn't open well and I opened this and that was it. So he, before I had this on board, he, no, I had this. So I have this, and then this set, and 2 other back row. I think it was a Mind Crush and a Mirror Force. He summons Danko, I Chaos Traphole it. Got really salty, because he wasn't expecting this, but that's why this card's so good to side deck in a trap heavy deck, because you just kill the Danko with it's the second warning. And I was just Thunder King beat at that point, and that's how game 2 went. But game 3, I couldn't really do too much. I didn't open well. I warninged at the wrong time and kind of lost me the game. Yeah, it was kind of a blowout on that game 3. And that was my first loss of the night, so we'll go into round 4, final round of Swiss. Alright guys, well, round 4 was a complete blowout on my opponent's part. He 2-0'd me real quick. He's a good friend of mine, also he ended up 2-0 me with Necros. I just did not open well at all. I went into, it was game 2, and it was so close. He had a decisive armor on board, and I had a Kama 2. I had a double Yosneju play, so I had 2 monsters on board. I had access to a rank 4. He had nothing else. It was a simplified game state. I had a choice of going into these. Those are my 3 choices to go into. I'm like, what can I go into that will help me here? In a simplified game state. A lot of people think, oh, just go into the Honor Arc, because if they top deck anything, you're sitting here with something that can't be destroyed once, and it's got their monster under it. So they don't get in the graveyard or whatever. Here's the problem why I couldn't go into Chidori. He had a Shurit, and I would put he had a Shurit in grave, and plenty of mirrors to search, so if I put the decisive armor back on top of his deck, he would just draw it for turn anyways, search a mirror, Exo, and then just summon the decisive armor that way. So this is out of the question. I'm thinking Castel, and he could just top deck something always, and it gives him access to mirrors, and it just leaves me with this here, which can easily get Raigeki or whatever away, and not the safest option. And then I was like, you know what, screw it, we'll go into Honor Arc. And that's how I lost the game. So I go into Honoric and he top decks a preparation of rights, and he was like, I'm sorry, and I know why, because from there that one prep just won him the game. But the thing is, if I would have went into this, I could have shuffled his deck around, he might have not have drawn that prep, and it might have been a different story, but who knows. So that was round 4, game 2, and I lost 2-0. Didn't make top 8 cut. You know, what are you gonna do? But and then to wrap up now, the Saturday tournament I'll go ahead and talk about real quick. It was today, and I'll probably be uploading this today, depending on how fast my upload speed is. Right now it's about 10:30 at night. Pretty tired, but we played 4 rounds of this at this tournament. Round 1, pardon me if I can't remember right off the bat, round 1, I played against Black Wings. Round 1 I played against Black Wings, that was pretty easy, 2-0. Round 2 I played against Photons. Somebody else there had been playing Photons. It wasn't quite my Dark Matter swag build, so chump change, you know, it was easy. He wasn't playing it the right way, as we all know how to play it. A lot of Photon Galaxy experts here on this channel, part of it. All you guys, at least some of you. 2-0 win, because Thunder King and Vanities. And then round 3, played against Harpies. I got crushed 2-0. Hysteric Party is a thing. And that's why I was maining I was so glad I was maining triple MST, but I never saw them. So that's the thing. I even sided in Fairy Winds for that, and just wasn't my day. And this is the guy who beat me with Gravekeepers last week. But hey, what are you gonna do? And round 4, I played against BA and I won 2-0. The side deck is real with the Soul Drain, D-Fissure, obviously. Yeah, pretty easy matchup as is. And he wasn't the best BA player, I'll give him that, but still BA, and I won 2-0. Finishing X1. So yeah, that was that for that tournament, and that was it for my tournament report, so we'll go ahead and wrap it up now. Alright, well guys, that about wraps it up for this tournament report. Like I said, first tournament finishing X2, and second tournament finishing X1. Like I said, this build is not exactly the same as the build played. Side deck has a couple changes. This has like 1 change, and it was to take a black ship out for a Karen Gorgon, which I think is obvious. This, I cut Valor because I don't want to play so many hand traps. I don't know, I felt like Maxi and DD Crow is actually really good to be playing right now. Triple Shared Rides, obviously amazing. Sided. Clifforts. These are all the cards I was iffy on, especially Multiple Destruction. I wasn't sure if I wanted to main this. I don't know what to do with this card. It's pretty cool though. And then the one major change I made in here was to add, it was to cut a Mirror Force first of all, because it's like, if your opponent, like, you know you have it, it's kind of easy to play around, and it's also very vulnerable to MST. I wanted to play 1 Wiretap, because this was something I saw a couple people trying, and it's very interesting, because like, you lose that 1 torrential bottomless, it's game over. Like, they resolve 1 on you, you can't really do anything, but having this extra Wiretap is always a nice little saving. And also was playing bottomless again, because I wasn't playing bottomless or Compulse. Because I feel like Compulse is not the best right now. I feel like I'd rather play bottomless over Compulse. And I feel like you can see where I'm coming from with that one. But yeah, as far as the deck profile goes, I'll get one up soon. I really don't care if there's 2 together. If you guys want to see another one, I'll post another one, and it'll have updated in the title. Much like I did with the Infernoid one the past couple weeks ago. I guess that's what I'll do when I post 2 same deck profiles really close to each other, unless they have different variants. If they're not, if they're the same, I'll go ahead and post a little thing in the title that says updated. So look for that. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe if you already haven't. Winter Kills, signing out.